Hello, class. Today we are going to be continuing our topic on comedy. But for today, we are going to be focusing on subjects that create some confusion, parody versus satire. To help us understand these two different comedic styles, we are going to be looking at two shows, Family Guy and The Colbert Report. So let's first focus on parody. The definition of a parody is to produce a humorously exaggerated imitation of a writer, artist, or genre. A parody could also be an imitation of the style of a particular writer, artist, or genre with deliberate exaggeration for comic effect. Let me give some background information on the show for those of you who haven't seen it. Family Guy is an American animated sitcom by Seth MacFarlane that focuses on the Griffin family. The show contains a lot of cutaway gags and has a wide range of jokes. It ranges from fart jokes to intelligent jokes. It makes jokes based on culture, politics, history, and other things. So let's look at one particular joke that focuses on modern media and demonstrates parody. The Family Guy episode Lego My Mego is an entire episode that is a parody of the movie Taken with Liam Neeson. Taken is a movie about a former CIA agent, Liam Neeson, whose daughter is kidnapped on a trip to Paris. The movie is about how Neeson uses his skills to find his daughter and bring her home. So let's look at the scene where his daughter is kidnapped and Neeson briefly talks to her kidnappers.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
The original scene is very serious and emotional. You can tell that Liam Neeson is deeply worried about his daughter and that he will do anything to get her back. So let's now compare Neeson's speech with Peter Griffin's speech. We won't be seeing the visuals of Family Guy, but we'll be seeing Liam Neeson with Peter Griffin's voice. Notice how Peter Griffin uses a similar speech, but has the exact opposite effect that Liam Neeson's speech had.
I don't know who you are, I don't know what you want, but I have a very particular lack of skills. I will never be able to find you, but what I do have is $2 and a Casio wristwatch. You can have one of them.
Drakkar Noir.
These guys are serious.
To summarize, a parody is created to mock an original work. And of course, this episode was a parody because it was clearly imitating the original works of Taken starring Liam Neeson. The important thing to remember about parodies is that there is no other meaning than to mock an original work. A parody is made for the sake of laughter and no further action is needed from the audience. This is a good time to go over what a satire is, since satires have a different purpose. A satire is the use of humor, irony, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and criticize people's stupidity or vices, particularly in the context of contemporary politics and other topical issues. I know that is a lengthy definition, but understanding a satire is really quite easy. Let's use the other show that I mentioned at the beginning of the video to make the definition of a satire a lot simpler. The Colbert Report is an American late-night talk and news satire television program hosted by Stephen Colbert. It is a show that mainly talks about current events, and Stephen Colbert acts as a news anchor who is overly patriotic to purposely make humorous comments on the issues that he is addressing. Sarcasm is a huge factor in his show, since most of the time he is saying one thing, but he means the exact opposite. It would be a lot simpler to actually see Colbert in action, so let's take a look at a quick clip of one of Colbert's stories. Let me give some background info so that you aren't completely lost. In the clip that we are about to see, Colbert is talking about a new app that is called Yo. Basically, it's an app that allows people to message each other with only the word yo. The app's description, as seen in this picture, is, "Yo, it's that simple." The clip we are going to watch shows Colbert's reaction to the app. Afterwards, we'll talk about what he's literally saying versus what he actually means.
When I first learned about an app that boils down all your communication into 2 letters, I expressed myself in one. Why? But I joined the Yoth movement when I read that the company boasts that it takes 11 taps to send the word yo on a rival messaging service compared to just 2 on their app. That's a 9-tap difference. Taps you could be spending with your children.
The Colbert Report is just one example of popular satires. There may actually already be a show that you are watching that's also a satire. So let's look at the definition to see how Stephen Colbert applies elements of satire into his show. Colbert makes the audience laugh with his jokes by saying the reversal of what he's actually trying to say. You can clearly tell that he thinks the app is ridiculous, but he still blows things up by making words up as the Yoth movement. These are just a few elements of satire that we can clearly see in this short clip. So what's the main difference between a satire and a parody? Both are forms of comedy that make people laugh, so how can we tell the difference? Well, there is actually one element that a satire has that a parody does not. The difference is in the intention. A satire's intention is to incite laughter and to entertain. It does not require any deeper thought from the audience. However, a satire's intention is to call for change. It uses something that incites anger or frustration from society and turns it into something more understandable. Comedy.